All right, hello everyone and welcome back to another video. So today's video, we've got quite a few really cool Johnny Lightnings to check out, including one of the brand new Street Freaks that was just recently released. Most of this stuff is 2021 releases, obviously from various series. We've got, well, 4 Classic Golds and Muscle Cars USA, and then I do have some of our other color variations for those cars because we have seen them on the channel before, just not in these colors. So, I don't know what the heck that was on the front of that package. First up, we've got a 1967 Chevy El Camino. Ironically enough, well, I guess it wouldn't be irony, but anyway, coincidentally enough, Johnny Lightning last year, or I believe in maybe 2020, released a 66 Chevy El Camino, so you can kind of see what they're doing there. They did it with the Camaro as well. Here, I'll pull one down for you guys. Well, we'll talk about that when we get to it. Second, we've got another 1972 Pontiac Firebird. This is version A. I do have version B of this car over here. This was on my channel quite a while ago. You'll have to scroll back quite a bit to find the video for that one. So that is just a Firebird. That's not a Trans Am. We've got a 71 Javelin, AMC Javelin AMX. This is version B. I have version A right here. Next up, this guy. So this is what year was this released? Oh, this is release 1 from 2022. I'm mistaken. Some of these cars are from 2022, so they're relatively new. But in 2021, Johnny Lightning released this 2012 Camaro ZL1 convertible. And then, you know, the next year they released a 2013, which is essentially the same casting, but the 2013 actually has more anatomically correct wheels on it as opposed to these guys. So that'll be pretty cool to check out. Next up, we've got a, what is this? 1969 Ford Torino Talladega. Oh, I do have version B of this, I believe. I believe this is version B. No, it's not. This is a different year. I think this is a later model year. Okay, so I do not have a 69 Torino Talladega. I think version B is, we don't have a picture of it. Oh well. And lastly, this guy over here on the end, of course, this is a very recent release from Johnny Lightning. This is part of the Street Freaks series, so 2022 release number, 2021 release number 4. Huh. So this is from last year. I haven't seen this thing anywhere. I did get this online, so I imagine they were bought up pretty quickly. But anyway, without any further ado, we'll get our camera zoomed in here. I am holding the camera stand right now. If I sound a little distracted, that's why. Because my stand just wants to flop forward. So what we're going to do is bring our first car over and start unboxing it. And when we get back, this camera should be in a better position. See, isn't that better? So now I don't have to hold my camera stand, and I can actually work with both my hands here, even though they are quite dirty. I do apologize. But anyway, this is our 1967 Chevy El Camino, as of course you can see. There's the best focus point. Your little El Camino lettering on the edge of the hood there. Very good looking. Very good looking car? Truck? What would you call it? I guess it's a truck because it has a bed. There's our little badge up on the front there, and I don't know if my camera will do it justice, but it does say 327 there, so And then another El Camino emblem on the back there along the bed. So this is like a... On camera, it really looks brown. But in person, it's kind of a deep, almost black, but it has like a hint of purple to it. You can kind of see it in the light there. Ooh. Wow, that's reflective. Oh, look, there's our answer. The license plate says pickup. So I guess it technically is a pickup truck. Or a pickup car. I don't know. Anyway, really cool looking car. Of course, we do have the really, really good looking rally style Chevy wheels on there. Probably my favorite Chevy wheels for, or favorite wheels for classic Chevys. Nice white interior in there, all white interior. We'll take a quick peek underneath. I don't think we have any year, make, or model on this guy, although we do have... What is that? I guess that's a production date there. So 1/26/2022, January 26th of this year. So that's pretty interesting. So we'll take a quick look at our card here. It says, this is the first release of Johnny Lightning's new 1967 Chevy El Camino. It's funny, they said the same thing last year with the 66 El Camino. It's almost like they're reusing castings and just changing small details. No, they would never do that. So there was no official SS model for the 1967 Chevy El Camino. However, since the front grille was shared with the Chevelle, there we go, spit it out, many people have swapped out the standard grille for the Chevelle SS version. Yeah, that's pretty common sight if you go to a car show. You know, old geezers with Chevelle or El Caminos will swap the grille out for the Chevelle grille because it looks better and it says Super Sport on it. So, interesting little fun fact there. And then we'll take a quick look at the back of the card. It says this is, Classic Gold 2022 release number 1. And in this series, we have the Torino Talladega, which is right there. International Scout 2 Midas Edition. I've seen that in stores, but I already have 3 International Scout 2s, so I didn't really want another one. I mean, it's a cool truck, but, you know, whatever. 84 Ford Ranger XL. I've seen quite a bit of that one. It's just not something I'm super into. If it was an S10, maybe I'd feel differently. Although I do have a lot of them too. There's our 67 El Camino new casting. 1980 Chevy Monte Carlo. We have seen this one. I'm not sure if it was this series or this release. Actually, I think it was, because I remember reading about it being a new casting, even though it's not really a new casting. And then the 2013 Camaro ZL1, so that is right there. So I guess we won't really have to look too much at the back of the card for the Ford Torino and the Camaro. And then here is the rest of... This is Classic Gold Release 4 from 2021. So I do have a lot of these. I have both of those Mercury Cougars. I think I have... Do I have both of those Bel Airs? I think I just have... No, I do. I do have both of those Bel Airs, the bubble top. I have that blue Vet, and then this guy right here is the RX-7, and then the Lotuses, which I have really no interest in. Anyway, so that is our card for this guy, and the card box is getting quite full over here. It might be time for a new one. Anyway, we'll get this guy parked up, and how about real quick, I'll just show you. This is the 2021 Johnny Lightning 1966 Chevy El Camino. So, as you can see, they did change the bumper. So I guess technically it would have to be a new casting because these bumpers aren't exactly separate pieces. But everything else is, you know, identical about them, aside from maybe the color and the decals on them. But I mean, it's still cool. Now I have a 66 and a 67. So that's a nice little comparison between the 2 years there. You can see some differences with the the edge of the grill comes out a little further. Why don't we move them closer so you can see? Yeah, you've got a bit of a different grill. Same headlights, basically. Really the same car. Didn't change much, although maybe the back? Yeah. So you can see this is the more Chevelle style taillights as opposed to these. Although, I don't know, did the 66 Chevelle's taillights look like that, maybe? They might have just, you know, always looked like Chevelle's. Anyway, we're we're getting distracted here. So we'll keep moving, and we will get into our 1972 Pontiac Firebird Formula. Now remember, this is a Firebird Formula, not a Trans Am. So we'll get this guy opened up. All right, so here is our 1972 Pontiac Firebird Formula. The displacement of the Formula escapes me. I forget if they were still a 455, because I know I'm 90% sure the Trans Am had a 455, and the I'm not sure if the Formula had a smaller displacement or just a less souped up 455. So leave a comment. Let me know, what did the 72 Pontiac Firebird Formula have under the hood? It's a little tough to see under this hood specifically. It is pretty new, and yeah, and it's pretty springy, so it wants to stay shut, but that's okay. Really, really cool looking car. I absolutely love this. Like I always say, I always get really excited when I have Firebirds on the channel. I actually have two for this video, so that's fun. Really, really good looking car. I always thought Pontiacs and Firebirds were just the Camaro's better looking cousin. There's our license plate, says Formula. Brilliant. I bet it took the whole design team to think of that one. We do have a Pontiac badge right there above the license plate as well, if I can stop shaking my hand. There we go. Lots of nice little detail. Some Firestone tires on there, so they might blow out. Our Firebird emblem right there under that vent. You can see if it'll remain focused. There we go. That's a good shot. Very good looking car. I absolutely love the front ends of the early Firebird, early 70s Firebirds. So real quick, I do have version B of this car. Now, version B I featured on the channel quite a bit ago, so you'll probably have to do some scrolling, or maybe I'll link the video in the description, because I did, I think, 3 Firebirds in that video. So here we have version B. I really love the wheels on this one. Those wheels look absolutely fantastic with the chrome center caps. Not to say that these don't look good, but those certainly look better. So maybe we can do it. Oh, I always do that. The ramps are always in the way. So maybe we can do this like one of these. There we go. Pretty cool stuff. We'll take a look underneath, and we'll see if we have a production date on this guy. 6 something to either 12/22, something like that, 2021. So this guy was on the shelf for quite a while. I just picked it up less than a month ago from a hobby shop. So these have been around for a little bit longer, from 2021. So we'll take a quick look at our card here. We have our classic facts. It says the Firebird was available in 4 trim levels: Base, Esprit, Formula, and Trans Am. It says from 1972 through 1977, the Firebird was only manufactured at the Norwood, Ohio plant. So, yeah, if you had a Firebird from those years, it was made in Norwood, Ohio. So here is the rest of the series. Let's see, I have both of those Scout 2s. They are up in my case up here. I have both of those 76 Dodge Tradesman vans. I have one of the Chevy 3100 pickup trucks. I have one of those 03 Mustangs. Now I have both 72 Pontiac Firebird formulas. And I'm pretty sure I have one of the 73 Pontiac Grand Am. So that's all 6 of them. I have at least version A or version B of one of each of these cars in this series, so that's pretty cool. And then if we take a look down here, we have some various cars from the 2021 release number 2. I have that Firebird as well. That was also, I have both of those Firebirds actually. So those were both in the video where I unboxed this guy down here. So some pretty cool stuff there. We'll move our Firebirds off the lift, park them over here with our El Caminos. There we go. And we will get into our 1971 AMC Javelin AMX. Very, very cool car. One of my favorites, honestly. So I just realized that I forgot to show you guys the paint codes for both of the cars that we've unboxed so far. So there is the paint code for our Chevelle Royal Plum Poly, and here's the paint code for our Firebird, not a Trans Am, Springfield Green Poly. So just didn't want to forget to mention those. And then here is our 1971 AMC Javelin. Absolutely love this car. This is the 401 model. You can see right there on the fender it does say 401 right behind that marker light. And then Javelin there in the stripe around the front, if it'll focus on it. There we go. You can make out your AMC emblem in the grill there. So I managed to not dump the car off the lift. That was cool. This casting has mirrors. I always like to point that out when they have mirrors. It's very uncommon. Goodyear tires on there. It looks like we've got a little flat tire going on up here. There we go. That's better. Major difference in tire size from front to back there, and I absolutely love these D-window wheels. The NASCAR style. Is the other one? Yeah, the other one has those too. Those look really good. I would love to see these wheels on more Johnny Lightning castings, honestly. And then that awesome, awesome taillight that stretches all the way across the back. And then our license plate says... Come on. There we go. 1971 AMX. Obviously not as creative as Mr. Formula. I swear, different people write the license plates for these things, because some of them are hilarious, and some of them are like, oh, wow, yeah, that's creative. Anyway, really, really good-looking car. You can just make out your AMX lettering there on the, I guess that would be the B pillar. Got nice little T-tops on there. And then real quick, I will pull over. So this is the black one on the bottom is version A, and then up top we have version B. So essentially, essentially the same car, same year, same paint job, just different colors. Actually, no. As I say that, I prove myself wrong. So as you can see on the black one, the stripe actually has little wingtips that come up the fender, whereas on the yellow one, they do wrap straight around the front. So that's interesting. You can see the difference there versus there. So that's pretty cool. Help differentiate them a little bit. So we'll take a look at our card here. We have Muscle Facts on this guy. This is part of the Muscle Cars USA series. The dashboard of the Javelin was redesigned to be driver-focused, with nearly all controls aimed towards the driver like an airplane cockpit. That's pretty cool. The Javelin AMX was fitted with a fiberglass hood with a full-width cowl. Huh. Oh yeah, you can just about make out the edge of the cowl right there. You can see that line. That's the edge of the cowl, and it runs the full width of the hood. That's pretty impressive. So let's take a quick look at our card here. Now, I may also post a link to the video that I unboxed this entire series. I have the entire version A, all of version A. So I'll post a link to that video, but there's a Buick 71 GSX, 71 Torino, Cobra, they're all 71s. It's the class of 71 series. So yeah, there's a GSX, Torino, Cobra, the Javelin, a Cuda, a Chevelle, and a GTX. So, and then this is the Muscle Cars USA 2021 Release 1. This was 2021 Release 2, so kind of an older release. There's some of your other stuff there. I don't think I have any of these aside from that Chevelle. Or is that a Chevelle? Yeah, I think that's a 60. I think that's the 67 Chevelle. There's also the oh, that's the 65 Impala there. Very cool. Anyway, get that card tucked into the box, and before I forget, I will read you the paint code. It is mustard yellow. God, I almost did it again. Ridiculous. And I don't know, did we check the production date on this guy? Oh, look at that. This is a Playing Mantis base casting. Wow. From 1995. Or is that a 6? That's a 6. So this casting has actually been around. They've been using the same base and everything for it since 1996. This is one of the carryover bases from Playing Mantis after round 2 bought them. But that is our production date. So that's the date that it was made there in the middle, 4/7/2021. And then that is the date that Playing Mantis copyrighted this casting. Very interesting. That's pretty cool. So that one's been around for quite a while. We'll get our Javelins parked up there. And we will get into our 2013, so 2013, not a 2012, remember, Chevy Camaro ZL1. Okay, so here is our 2013 Chevy Camaro ZL1. And real quick, I will pull up, I actually have this 2012 ZL1 underneath here. We'll have that for a quick comparison. It seems that there's a bit more detail on this new, the 2013 model. You can make out the turn signal markers on the inside of the grille there, as opposed to on this one, not so much. As well as the wheels on the 2013 look a lot more like the stock wheels on a Camaro, as opposed to down here, these look like just your average Johnny Lightning wheels that they would put on a regular classic muscle car. So this does look a little bit more anatomically correct. But other than that, they are pretty much identical castings. Get out of there. Oh, there's cat hair too. Oy vey. But we do have my taillights on there, so I do like that. And oh my god. The license plate says A to Z L1. Ha 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 ha. Good. God. Wow. Real quick, I do want to show you, so I know I showed this in a previous video, but since I have the regular casting out of the case, I thought I'd show you the White Lightning version of, yeah, there it is. That's not a very good view. Hold on. This is the White Lightning version of the 2012, and then the regular silver version A. So, you know, I love my White Lightnings. I just wanted to show that real quick. Let's take a look at our card here. So, like I said, this was the same card on the back as the first car that we opened up, the El Camino. So we're not going to spend too much time on the back of the card for this guy. So it says, new casting. No, it's not. This is the first release of our new 2013 Chevy Camaro ZL1 casting. Yeah, you said that when you released the 2012. The 2013 Camaro ZL1 convertible was equipped with a supercharged 6.2-liter overhead valve LSA V8, producing 580 horsepower and 556 foot-pounds of torque. The ZL1s were absolutely nothing to mess around with. Those cars are absolute monsters. My car is impressively fast with a little over 400 horsepower at the wheels. With 580 at the crank, you'd imagine you're probably getting 490, 500 to the tires. Through a manual, maybe over 500 to the tires if you have a 6-speed manual. That's rowdy. 500 horsepower on the street. I feel like people are very jaded to horsepower numbers because we're so used to seeing, 1,000 horsepower this, 2,000 horsepower that. But if you drive something on the street with 500 horsepower, you will absolutely poop your pants. There's no way around it. 500 horsepower is a lot of power. So, just something to keep in mind. As we get that card tucked into the box. My cat is messing with my light. Bear with me in 1 second here. Sorry. Someone needed attention. So, let's get our two Camaros parked up over here. One of these will be ready to go back in the case. One will be going in the parking garage later. And let's center this camera a little more. That's better. We will open up our 1969 Ford Torino Talladega. All right, so here is our 69 Ford Torino Talladega with the hood wide open on this one, opened up nicely. So that is either a 390 or a 428 under there, I believe. Don't quote me. I could be wrong about that also. But I have been trying to brush up on my Ford motors a little bit. But still a very, very good looking car. Hold on 1 second. There we go. Some stuff on the lens. Yeah, like I said, I am trying to learn more about my Ford motors. I should be, if I'm going to be collecting them. I know. But anyway, really, really, really cool looking car. I absolutely love this thing. Late 60s fastback muscle cars are so cool looking no matter who made them. Our license plate on here says Go Fast. Another one. Took the whole design team to come up with that one. Really, really, really good looking wheels on this car. I absolutely love the wheels on this thing. Those are so good looking. They're like Krager D-window style, I think is what they're called. And then you have Firestone tires on there. Really nice set of shoes. And a great looking car. I think Ford made a lot of really cool muscle cars in like the 60s and 70s, and I feel like a lot of them, maybe it's me because I'm not really a Ford guy, but I feel like a lot of their cool stuff gets overlooked because everybody just wants a Mustang. I want a classic Mustang. But like, if you look at some of the other stuff they made, the Mustang was, kind of lame compared to some of the other stuff. I mean, I think this looks better than a Mustang, personally. Really, really cool. But anyway, I guess it's all a matter of opinion, and what's popular is popular, and I guess things are popular for a reason, right? Very good looking car though. So we'll take a peek underneath at our production date, because that's all there really is to look at on this. Oh no, look at that, 2003 Playing Mantis. So this is another Playing Mantis copyright casting from 2003. And then there's our production date, 1/26/2022. Same as, what was the other one? Was that this one? I don't think we looked at the bottom of the Camaro, I'm sorry. Yeah, 1/26/2022. So these guys were actually produced on the same day, these two here. And I think this one as well, right? Yeah, 1/26/2022. So the El Camino, the Camaro, and the Torino were all made on the same day, being that they are part of the same series, the same release, and all version A's. I imagine they were all made together. So we'll take a quick look at our card here. It says Ford built around 750 Torino Talladegas back in 1969 to meet the NASCAR homologation rules. Yeah, same story with the Charger Daytona and the Plymouth Superbird. That's why they're so rare. So I imagine this probably has a cult-like following. This special version of the Torino was named after the Talladega Super Speedway that was new in 1969. Huh. First year Talladega. And then our paint code is Wimbledon White. I don't know, did we read the paint code for the Camaro? I gotta stop forgetting these. It is Inferno Orange on the Camaro. And Wimbledon White for the Torino Talladega. I don't know why I keep forgetting to read you guys the paint codes. Gosh. I'm losing it, man. No, I'm just tired. I really am. I've been working a lot of long, hard days, but not complaining. Definitely not complaining. Plenty of work, so that means, you know, plenty of pay. So, last but not least, probably one of my favorite cars for today's video, honestly, is this 1993 Pontiac Firebird Trans Am. And this is the Street Freaks series, part of the Black with Flames editions. I've seen other, you know, flame editions. What else is there? We've got stuff like this, the spoilers. I'm pretty sure this was a Street Freaks, the American Glory. I think I got some other, yeah, the blacked out was that Ford or Willys. I'll show you what I'm looking at here. Yeah, this was a Street Freaks, I think. The American Glory. Then you got the Spoilers series, the Blacked Out series. So there's been other cars that have kind of their own, you know, and this one is the Black with Flames. I'm sure there's other cars in the Street Freaks series that are black with flames. But let's get it out of the box and look at it instead of talking about it. All right, what an absolutely awesome looking car. This thing is freaking sick. Like I always say, I'm picky about my flames, but these flames on the side of the car actually match with the OEM original Pontiac Firebird, like the wingtips of the bird that would be normally painted on the hood. This almost looks like a close-up of the wingtip. So I think it goes really, really good with the car, and I think it matches really well. That gray interior looks kind of cool too. Oh, you can just make out your little shifter in there. Little T56 6-speed. 93. Yeah, 93 still had a T56. Or still had, I shouldn't say still had. They always had T56s in these. Before this, I think it was the T5 in the third generation. But this is a 1993, so this is an LT1 car. LT, not LS1. So this is actually a 350 cubic inch Chevy small block. The LT1 was 350 cubic inches or 5.7 liters. The LS1, which came out in 1998 and was also in these later model Firebird Trans Ams. The LS1 was 348 cubic inches. I know it's a common misconception. Everybody thinks the LS1, it's a 5.7 liter, so it must be a 350. Well, no, it's a 348. But that's a conversation for a different day. So here we have the LT1 car. I believe these made around 280, 285 horse. I could be wrong. But just under the 300 horsepower range, although classic GM, there were stories of putting these on the dyno and they would make, if not advertised crank horsepower to the tires, they were making more. So, you know, they advertised that the engine makes 280 horsepower, and then you put it on the dyno, and the car itself gets, you know, over 300 horsepower down to the tires. Obviously, that engine must be making, you know, mid 300s. But they said it made 285, you know. Very cool looking car. What does our license plate say? Bacal. Right, bird noises. That's, you could have come up with something better than that. Anyway, I'll stop complaining about the license plates for this video. Really cool looking car. I love the taillights and spoilers of the Firebirds, especially the 4th generation ones. Everybody always says the 4th generation was the ugly Camaro, but it was probably the best looking Firebird out there. I mean, personally, I like the 4th generation Camaro. Here's our little catfish. It looks like a catfish, that's why people call him that. But that's a pre-facelift, or post-facelift. Before this, they had split beam headlights in the front, and people called them raccoon eyes. So you have raccoons and catfish. They're the two different body styles for the Camaro. But like I always say, the Firebirds were just the better looking Camaro. Nice, nice. Oh, there's a... I think those... No, you can't see through the T-tops. I thought you could for a second. Can you? No, they are not see-through. I thought for a second that the T-tops on this thing were see-through. I was going to be blown away by that. I can tell you from experience that interior is very accurate. The 3 vents across the top of the dashboard there. Very, very cool. Quad tip exhaust. Very, very awesome looking car. Take a quick peek underneath. So there's 10/06/2021. So this guy's pretty old. Well, not pretty old compared to some of the stuff we've seen on this channel, but for being a 2021 release, I never saw this thing in stores, and I guess people bought these up really quick. That's probably why. Because it is a really cool casting. So we'll get that guy parked up over there. Real quick, I do have a new card to add to the wall, which is very exciting. It says Hot Wings. Really excited about this because I love my Firebirds, so I'm happy to be able to put a Firebird card up on the wall. Really, really cool. And we will take a look at our card here. We've got Freak Facts. It says 1993 was the lowest selling model year of the 4th gen Pontiac Firebird, but in 1994 sales quadrupled. The 93 model was available in base, Formula, and Trans Am trim levels. And I'm not going to forget this time, our paint code is gloss black and red with orange flames. Yes, very good looking. Flip our card around here. Oh, check it out. I have that Pinto and that Pinto and that Willys. And then these are the Street Freaks, the rest of the Street Freaks in these series. The Zingers are the ones with the jacked up suspension. I think they look ridiculous, but you got a 66 Chevelle and a 62 Impala. The Demo Derby car, 65 Chevy tow truck. The spoilers, I'd probably like to find this spoiler, the 1970 Dodge Dart Swinger. I've seen that one before. That one's pretty cool looking. So that is our card for this guy, the Firebird. Now that we've emptied half of my collection onto the desk here, we've got a full parking lot. What do you say we load our new ones into the parking garage, because we just rolled over the 40-minute mark, so we are back to making videos, and we're making long ones. So let's get all of our new cars loaded up into the parking garage for one final look for tonight's video. Alright, so there is our 69 Ford Torino Talladega, our 67 Chevy El Camino, our 2013 Chevy Camaro ZL1, our 1971 AMC Javelin AMX, and then upstairs in the VIP, very important Pontiac lounge, we've got our 93 and 72 Pontiac Firebirds. Absolutely my favorites from today's video. Oh, my cat's getting upset because I haven't fed her in 20 minutes. Very cool stuff. So make sure, if you enjoyed today's video, to leave a like, leave a comment, let me know which car was your favorite, and go ahead and hit the like button and subscribe for me so I know you're coming back to watch more, and I will see you guys in the next video.